Before we get into this story, I just want to say, hey, my name's Nick. I'm 19 years old, and for as long as I can remember, video games have been a massive part of my life. Like, genuinely, some of my best memories are just sat in my room, completely losing track of time. Hours would pass, and I wouldn't even notice. And the game that started all of that for me, the one that got me properly hooked in the first place, was Minecraft. I don't know what it was about it exactly. Maybe the fact that there were no rules, no right way to play it. You just dropped into a world and figured it out as you went. I spent years on this game as a kid, and then at some point, like most people, I just slowly drifted away from it. Life gets busier, other things pull your attention, and before you know it, years have gone by. So I decided to come back to it. What you're watching in the background right now is me genuinely relearning this game from scratch. And there's an extra layer to it as well. I'm making the switch from controller to keyboard and mouse, which, if you've never done that before, is a completely different experience. My muscle memory from all those years of playing on controller is basically useless at this point. My brain keeps reaching for buttons that don't exist anymore. So if you see me do something stupid on screen, miss a jump, get absolutely destroyed by a creeper, accidentally dig straight down into lava, just know that it's all part of the process. We're both relearning this together, me and you, now. With all of that said, I want to read you something. This was posted to Reddit not long ago, and I genuinely haven't been able to stop thinking about it since I came across it. It's one of those stories that starts off sounding completely ordinary, the kind of thing you think you know where it's going, and then it just keeps escalating. Every time you think you've reached the peak of it, there's another layer underneath. So settle in. Let's get into it. I want to start by saying that I'm not posting this for attention. I'm posting this because I genuinely don't know what to do, and I haven't slept properly in 6 days, and I need to put this somewhere outside of my own head before I lose my mind completely. His name was Daniel Marsh. At least that's what he told us. I met Daniel 3 years ago when he joined the company I work for. We're a mid-sized logistics firm, nothing particularly exciting. We move freight across the country. Daniel came in as a route coordinator, same level as me, and within about a week of starting, he'd already become one of those people that everyone in the office just naturally gravitates toward. You know the type. Calm under pressure, funny when he needed to be, always seemed to have the right answer without making a big deal out of it, never appeared stressed, even when everything around him was falling apart. I liked him immediately. There was something about him that just made you feel at ease. Over the next few months, we started getting lunch together regularly, then after work drinks occasionally. Then he met my girlfriend, and I met his, a woman named Claire who seemed perfectly nice. A little quiet maybe, but genuinely warm. We did the whole couples thing a few times. Dinners out, a day trip once to the coast. Completely normal stuff. The kind of friendship that grows naturally when you spend 8 hours a day in the same building as someone and you just happen to click. I'm telling you all of this because I need you to understand what I'm about to say in the right context. This wasn't a surface level work acquaintance. This wasn't just someone I nodded to in the corridor. I genuinely considered Daniel one of my closest friends, which is exactly why what happened last week has completely hollowed me out. It started with something so small that I almost missed it entirely. We were sorting out plans for a team night out. Our manager Helen was putting together a group booking for a restaurant, and she'd sent around a form asking everyone to confirm their dietary requirements and a few other details. Completely standard stuff. But the form also asked for full legal names for the reservation, and I happened to glance over at Daniel's screen while he was in the middle of filling it out. I wasn't being nosy. I wasn't snooping around. I was literally just walking past his desk on the way to the printer, but I saw what he typed into the name field. And it wasn't Daniel Marsh. I almost said something right there and then. I opened my mouth and then stopped myself. Because the second I was about to say it, I second-guessed everything. Maybe I'd misread it. Maybe it was some kind of nickname or legal name situation. Maybe there was a completely boring explanation I just wasn't aware of. People have middle names, they have hyphenated surnames. There are 100 reasons someone's legal name might look slightly different to what you know them as. So I said nothing. I walked to the printer, I collected my documents, I came back to my desk, and I spent the rest of the afternoon pretending everything was completely fine. That night, I couldn't stop thinking about it. The name I thought I saw was Martin. Martin Coyle. I wasn't completely certain. I'd only caught it for maybe 2 seconds at most, but I could not let it go. So I did what any reasonable, slightly paranoid person does at 11 o'clock on a Tuesday night when they can't sleep. I Googled it. There were a handful of Martin Coils scattered across Facebook. LinkedIn had one who looked vaguely similar in build to Daniel, but the face was clearly different. Nothing that matched, nothing that set any alarm bells off. I told myself I was being ridiculous, that I'd probably misread the whole thing, and I went to bed. But I didn't sleep. The next day at work, I found myself watching a Daniel differently. Not obviously, not in a way anyone would notice, but differently. I don't even know what I was looking for. He was just Daniel, same as every other day. He made a joke at Helen's expense that made the whole office laugh. He helped me chase up a delayed shipment without me even asking him to. He got everyone a coffee at 3:30 just because he was going to the kitchen anyway. He seemed completely unbothered by the world. And sitting there watching him, I felt genuinely guilty for even letting the thought cross my mind. But that evening, I went back to my laptop and I started properly looking into it. I searched Daniel Marsh first, just to confirm what I already thought I knew about him. He'd mentioned going to university in Edinburgh. He'd mentioned growing up in a small town called Hexham in Northumberland. He'd talked about having a younger sister who was studying abroad. I could find nothing, not a single trace online of a Daniel Marsh that matched his age, his rough location history, his face. No old Facebook profile, no LinkedIn from before this job, no tagged photos from university, no digital footprint of any kind going back more than a few years. And then I searched Martin Coyle. There was a news article, a local paper, published about 6 years ago, and that is where this story stops being something I could explain away.